So hello and welcome back to Go Again Gaming. My name is Az, and today we're going to be speaking about whether we think or we believe or we hope that the original OG classes, the original non-talented heroes, will get support or specialization cards or special cards, special treatment in the future as more and more talented heroes come out. So before we go into it, please make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the little bell notification if you do want to be notified of any future Flesh and Blood videos. And if you're looking to help support the channel, support me directly, please go and check out my Patreon and my web store. That'll be absolutely fantastic. And just hit me up on the socials, Instagram and Twitter and all that sort of stuff. And just leave a comment on this video, like this video. It all helps. It really, really does. Before we go into it, we've got a brief word from Caveden, the trader of skins. Let's hear from him now.
Oh, you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you know I'm talking about you. I know why you're here, trying to get the best deals on Flesh and Blood cards, and I don't blame you. With Az's discount, the Go Again Gaming discount code, you can get 3% off at the card vault, which is pretty good considering they've got some awesome prices for the pre-orders for Tales of Aria. Az's code has already got rid of 12 of these boxes. It's ridiculous. They're flying off the shelves, and I don't blame them either. For this price, you're getting a really, really good deal. I wouldn't miss it if I was you. Make sure you head over onto the card vault, add that to your cart, and apply the Go Again Gaming discount code to receive 3% off your order. And that is for sealed products and Ultra Pro accessories. So, fill your boots. You heard it here first. Come back for more scoops in the future.
So yeah, all good stuff from Caveden, the trader of skins, regarding the Tales of Aria stuff. But yeah, let's get straight back to the conversation point. And I've got my Discord to blame for this. There's always chat going on in there, speculations, hopes, dreams, faded aspirations, all of that sort of stuff. Go and check out the Discord as well and get involved with the chat, because all my ideas for videos, especially over the last few weeks, have stemmed from there, and obviously stemmed from the fact that we're getting Tales of Aria stuff coming through. So it's all good, thought-provoking discussion. So yeah, my video today is about whether we would or could see some sort of support for the older heroes, because there's a lot of characters out there that are very much just plain Jane characters in comparison to what we're going to be getting going forward. So Monarch was the first sort of toes in the water regarding this sort of theory, and that is talented heroes. Obviously we had Prism, the Light Illusionist, Boltin, the Light Warrior, Leviah, the Shadow Brute, and Chain, the Shadow Runeblade. So this is the first time that we had classes that we've had before, apart from the Light Illusionist, have additional card pools added onto their classes, which allowed them to use Shadow and Lado and Shite cards, Shadow and Light cards. So yeah, my discussion point is today, the older heroes, Azalea, Viserai, Kano, all of the other heroes that do not have talents, what if they had specialization cards for just that class? So let's say a wizard, Kano, had a card that allowed him to do something that not other wizards could do. Because let's face it, at the moment, with regards to elemental rangers for Lexi has access to elemental cards and ranger cards, but if the ranger had a specialization card that just said ranger on it, Lexi could not use it, and Azalea would be the only one who could use that card. So I think that could be a good way to give love to the older characters, give love to the classes that don't have any talents. And there's been a couple of comments in my Discord as to whether we will see or even see non-talented heroes in the future. Will we ever see, when a new class is introduced, will that class now always come with a talent before it? We haven't seen a necromancer yet. We haven't seen a bard yet. So going forward, the new classes that are introduced, will they have talents tacked onto them from the very beginning? Because we had our first illusionist recently in Monarch, and that had a talent added on. So does that portray in the future that all of the heroes that are coming out, all of the new classes that are coming out, will already have a talent attached to them? Because if so, it's going to be a bit of a shame, because obviously all of the older heroes are only still going to have access to one card pool. It all goes back to the argument that your hero dictates what cards you should play because of the hero ability. So the Lexi deck might not be as good as Azalea because of the ability that they have. But the fact that they have access to more cards gives them more access to more options. So I think that one thing that they could add in like supplementary products is specialization cards for classes only. So for instance, you could have a ranger specialization which can only be used by rangers. It couldn't be used by elemental rangers. You could have a brute card that cannot be used by the shadow brute cards or the shadow brute characters. This will allow people to still build with their favourite characters, still build with the favourite heroes they like and the favourite class they like, but be rewarded for the fact that it is still an OG hero that might not have access to talents. That is what my thought is, or some sort of reward, some sort of payoff for being a plain non-talented hero. Because my favourite deck is Viserai. My favourite character is Viserai. So when we see more Rune Blades come out that are just going to have different things tacked onto the front, it's going to make Viserai look a bit bad, because he's not going to have access to all that stuff. But then you say, as Viserai's strategy is playing non-attack actions followed by Runeblade cards to get his rune chant build up, etc, etc. So again, that is a valid argument. Your character is going to be the engines most of the time to the deck that you want to build. So I'm happy to see new characters come out that have talents in front of them, because I imagine that the hero itself is going to be the key to building the deck that you want to build and the deck that you want to experiment with. But I just think that older heroes, older talents, older sort of ideas and premises of the game are being left behind in favour of these new sparkly heroes that have talents. And as much as I'm looking forward to seeing Lexi dominate people and create frostbite tokens and all that sort of thing, what is going to happen to Azalea? What's going to happen to her? Is she just going to fade off the face of the planet? I think there should be, in the future, some form of payoff for the older heroes. Now, another thing that people in the Discord are saying, and I want to address this because they're all important points, and again, go and join the Discord if you do want to get involved in this discussion, and your points may even be sort of brought up on future videos. But the older heroes, when they retire, when they go into living legend status in the future, because of the lore, because of the story, because of the world building that Legend Story Studios is doing to all of their characters and all that sort of stuff, we probably won't see the end of people that are going to living legend status. Let's say Katsu, for instance, goes to living legend status and he is never allowed to be played again in Classic Constructed. Will we see later on down the line a Katsu, a ninja character that's now a water ninja? Because obviously Mysteria is all sort of waterfalls and what have you, and mystical stuff, or an arcane ninja or a mystical ninja. Katsu comes back as a new character, has a new sort of story arc, and has a new talent attached to him that then makes his gameplay, his deck, different than it was before, and therefore starting the whole meta thing again. The whole living legend status goes round again because it's technically a different Katsu. Now that is another valid point. You know, when these characters go into living legend status, they could effectively print the same character later on down the line, but with a different ability attached to it, and therefore balancing the meta, balancing things that were maybe broken before. So I think that is another good point. So yeah, I'm just spitballing ideas really at the moment, and that's all the Discord's fault to blame for that. So go and check that out when you can. But what do you think? I think one of my main points, and the main point of this video, is I think that the older heroes and the older non-talented characters or classes should be rewarded in some way, whether that's in like a complementary set like Crucible of War, a supplementary product that just filters in and chucks in more cards for the old classes that both the non-talents and the talented heroes can use. I think that would be quite good, but maybe even in the future, depending on how the heroes go, I don't think some of the older heroes are ever going to make living legend status. So what happens to their characters? How that's another thing. How do you measure whether a character is going to become a living legend? Because at the moment, Azalea is not going to become a living legend. So does that mean that she's never going to get a reprint for her character until she becomes living legend? That's another thing as well, is that the characters that do not get played because they're not good, because they're still original heroes with no abilities, are never going to attain living legend, because they're just going to be left behind by all these talented heroes coming through. So why would you want to play Azalea when you could just play Lexi? So that's another thing as well, is the characters that do not make living legend status, will they ever get reprinted as another character? Because if you're going down the story route and the lore route, Azalea is still stuck as normal Azalea, so she can't ascend to a light ranger because she hasn't actually hit living legend status yet, because nobody's playing her. So there's loads of different points that come off the back of this discussion. And again, you've got my Discord to blame for this. So go and check out the Discord link in the description box below. And if you've come to watch this channel, you'll know that a lot of my videos are discussion, thought-provoking videos. So you will get a lot of ramble in your face. But that is just what I do. I like to ramble. And I like to thank my Discord for this, because they've given me a load of ideas for future videos. And again, the Tales of Aria spoiler season, all of this speculation, I'm sure, will come to a conclusion at some point when we start to see the spoilers. Will my worries and that be sort of quelled when the new cards come out? We will see. But leave your comment in the section below as to what you think is going to happen in the future. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. And again, this is what the videos are all about here on Go Again Gaming. Just thought-provoking videos, speculation, and absolute trash talk. Until next time, we'll see you on the next video. Peace!